This is an exclusive Masterworks feature. If you've ever wondered how some minds become geniuses and others don't, this house may hold the key. This is the house where Pablo Picasso lived from 1904 to 1906, and it was here that he produced some of his most famous works, including Les Demoiselles d'Avignon, which changed the world of art forever. But what made Picasso's mind so genius? Was it the way he saw the world, the way he thought about problems, or something else entirely? In this house, we will explore the secrets of Picasso's creative mind and find out what makes him one of the most important artists of the 20th century. Join us on this journey through one of the greatest artists' minds by becoming a member at our website. Welcome to the channel. Today, we are taking you on a journey into the mind of a genius, Pablo Picasso. We will be exploring his creative process and how he came up with some of his most famous works. To do this, we will be visiting the places that inspired him, talking to experts who have studied his work, and trying to understand the world through his eyes. Our first stop on this journey is the Picasso Museum in Paris, where we will see some of his early works and try to understand how they reflect his genius. Picasso was born in Spain in 1881 and from an early age showed an interest in art. His father was an art teacher and his mother was a painter. So it's no surprise that Picasso grew up surrounded by art supplies and encouraged to be creative. He began drawing at the age of 3, and by the time he was 13, he had already mastered the ability to draw from memory. Picasso's early works show a remarkable ability to capture the essence of a subject with just a few strokes of his brush. One of the most famous of these early works is Les Demoiselles d'Avignon, which was painted in 1907. This painting is considered to be one of the most important works of modern art, and is credited with launching the 20th century's most significant artistic revolution. But why is this painting so revolutionary? And what makes Picasso's mind so genius? One of the things that makes Les Demoiselles d'Avignon such a groundbreaking work is the way Picasso broke with tradition. At the time, artists were still painting in a realistic style, but Picasso wanted to find a new way of seeing the world. He was inspired by the primitive art he had seen on his trip to Africa, and he wanted to incorporate those elements into his work. The painting depicts 5 nude women in a brothel in Barcelona, but instead of painting them in a realistic way, Picasso paints them in a more abstract way, using geometric shapes and bold colors. This was a radical departure from the art of the time, and it shocked the art world. It was this very innovation that made it such an important work, and Picasso's mind so genius. He was able to see the world in a different way, and he was afraid to experiment and break with tradition. He was willing to take risks and push the boundaries of what was possible in art. And it was this willingness to embrace the unknown and explore new possibilities that allowed him to create some of the most important works of art in history. Another thing that makes Picasso's mind so genius is his ability to simplify complex ideas. Picasso was a prolific writer as well as a painter and sculptor, and he was always experimenting with new ways of expressing himself. He once said, "I begin with a rough sketch, then I fill in the details." This approach to problem solving is similar to how a scientist might approach a complex problem. They would start by gathering all the relevant information, and then they would try to simplify the problem down to its basic components. Once they have a good understanding of the basic principles, they can start to put the pieces together and solve the problem. It's this same kind of logical and systematic approach that makes Picasso's mind so genius. He was able to take complex ideas and emotions and express them in a simple and direct way. He didn't need to overcomplicate things. He knew that sometimes the simplest solution is the best one. As we continue to explore Picasso's mind, we will see more examples of his genius, his ability to connect with people on an emotional level, his sense of humor, and his passion for life. But perhaps the most important thing we will learn is that there's no secret to genius. It's not some mysterious quality that only a few people have. It's something that anyone can achieve with hard work, dedication, and an open mind. By studying Picasso's life and work, we can gain insights into how to unlock our own potential and make the most of our abilities. So let us continue our journey into the mind of a genius and discover what else we can learn from one of the greatest artists of all time. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed this episode and want to see more like it, please subscribe and leave a comment below. We would love to hear what you think of our series.